In this lesson, we're going to look at the prefixes used with organic compounds, which are different than those used with inorganic molecular compounds. Let's look at some examples of alkanes. Remember, the suffix A and E tells us we're dealing with carbon-carbon single bonds in our molecules, and we can have different numbers of carbon atoms. Each carbon atom will form 4 bonds, so we'll need enough hydrogen atoms so that every carbon has 4 bonds. So these are some examples of alkanes. We have propane, which has 3 carbon atoms, and we can see different ways of drawing those molecules. We're going to focus on the one here in the middle first. We see that we have 1, 2, 3 carbon atoms, and if we look at each carbon atom, it has 4 bonds, which means we end up with 3 hydrogens on the first carbon, 2 hydrogens on the second carbon because it already has 2 bonds to carbon atoms, and then 3 hydrogens on the last carbon. So this is propane. When we go to butane, we see we have 4 carbon atoms, and pentane, which has 5 carbon atoms. All single bonds and enough hydrogen so that every single carbon has 4 bonds. Another way to draw organic compounds, and we'll look at this more later, is using what is known as a skeletal structure. And when we look at this skeletal structure, where we see the 2 lines connecting, the end of each line and the intersection of each line represent carbon atoms. So when we look at butane, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms. Pentane has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, organic molecules can get very big, and so the skeletal structure is an abbreviated way to draw them so that we can draw things much more quickly. Notice that we don't show hydrogen atoms in our skeletal structure. We call those implied hydrogens because we know that every carbon has to have 4 bonds, so we can always determine the number of hydrogen atoms that are needed. And again, we'll look at more examples of skeletal structures and how we interpret those again later. If we have 1 carbon atom, it uses the prefix meth, so we saw our example with methane. 2 carbon atoms is eth, 3 prop, 4 but, 5 pent, 6 hex, 7 hept, 8 oct, 9 non, and 10 dec. Notice that some of them are the same, but some of them are different. It is not okay to mix and match the prefixes. The molecular prefixes are used for our inorganic compounds. These prefixes are used for our organic compounds. With what we've learned, you should be able to draw simple organic molecules by knowing the name of the compound. For example, if we had hexane, we would know that it has 6 carbon atoms that all have single bonds between them, and that each carbon has enough hydrogens added to it so that each carbon has 4 bonds. From that, you'll be able to determine the structure as well as the chemical formula.